The NBA playoffs are where legacies are made. All-time great champions cemented in basketball immortality, unsung heroes making immense impact, all-time memorable game-winning shots that comes across social media every couple weeks, reminding us the truly great ones. Oftentimes, a couple role players who ball out all of a sudden, play like actual stars out of nowhere. Those players weren't even all that in regular season play, but went from overlooked role player to star quality overnight since their playoff breakout parties, picking up where they left the following year, eventually earn all-star recognition, becoming huge matchup problems for opposing teams many years down the line. I'm not talking about the one-and-done series kings like the Jerome James and Bismack Biyombo's of the world, getting huge contracts after one series, then falling off, never heard from again. I have a video on that if you want to click the link top right. Unlike those one series wonders, some of the potential players on this list dominating these 2025 playoffs, starting with New York's very own Captain Clutch, 33rd pick 2018 draft, Jalen Brunson, officially proven himself a top 3 player in his class, only behind Luka and SGA, the two-time national champion at Villanova. Despite winning AP Player of the Year, his leadership qualities wasn't highly evaluated in the scouting reports, had maturity and IQ far more than most guards coming into the league. Well coached by the legendary Jay Wright, an outstanding leader that makes everybody better. But teams too focus on his lack of size for an NBA guard, defensive concerns in the switchable era, having to guard bigger and faster guys, one of those misjudged players getting passed up in the obsessive one-and-done era, any short player that looks like him being ball dominant and much older 9 out of 10 times, not a recipe for NBA success. Many guards his size simply can't survive the defensive end of the ball. Came off the bench for Rick Carlisle's single digits average until his 3rd season, put up 12.6 points, limited throughout the 21 playoffs, broke out a bit in 2022, averaged just above 20 points the games Luka didn't play. After Doncic suffered a calf strain right before the playoffs, Carlisle had no choice but to hand the keys to the 25-year-old. JB went crazy, a 41-point masterpiece game 2, 31 game 3, took a commanding 3-1 series lead, outplaying Donovan Mitchell, ending the Gobert D. Mitch era. From that moment forward, Dallas made the fatal flaw, having the chance to extend him earlier for whatever odd reasons. After that playoffs, everybody knew Brunson would take his talents to New York. Some Knicks fans even rebelled the idea, believing he'd be too overpaid. After taking a backseat to Luka for a bit the Phoenix and Golden State series, Brunson snubbed from the All-Star team first season in New York, but destroyed Donovan Mitchell again round 1, dragging the Knicks to the 2nd round, being the clear-cut closer, demolished Philly last playoffs. Some had the audacity to say Cade Cunningham best player the first round series until JB drained the winning bomb, becoming the highest scorer in 4th quarters through first 10 games in the playoffs since 1997, having a lot of stats for him, first since Jordan this, Jordan that. Brunson simply a master getting to his spots. Knicks should be contending for the coming years. From the 2022 free agent signing, nobody could have anticipated this type of excellence, showing consistency on the nightly basis, the biggest godsend that changed the culture of the Knicks franchise. Pascal Siakam of the 2019 Raptors, from winning Most Improved Player, the then 25-year-old even one-upped his game in the playoffs, being the 27th pick in his class. You could absolutely make a case, Spicy P going number 1, even above last year's Finals MVP, Jalen Brown. He's easily better than injury-prone Brandon Ingram and the irrelevant Ben Simmons. On verge of leading his 2nd team to the NBA Finals, Pacers trading for him, one of the best moves all time, averaged over 22 and 8 first round Orlando series, had his struggles with the Sixers before a 25-point, 11-rebound masterpiece overtime win on Milwaukee. A game his Raptors could have been down 0-3, giving Kawhi deserving his flowers. The finals would not have been won without Siakam's greatness. An epic debut destroyed Draymond Green Game 1, a 32-8-5 masterpiece on a godly efficient 14 of 17 from the field, left Golden State speechless, mastered the right-handed hooks, continued to torch the Warriors on the road, capitalized with a 26-point, 10-rebound Game 6 closeout. Pascal simply didn't have enough supporting cast to help Toronto remain in deep playoff contention after Kawhi's departure. Helped Indiana eliminate Milwaukee and New York last season, put on an absolute clinic Game 2 conference finals at MSG. His 6'8" frame gives Indy a secondary offensive creator, especially in the half court when the Pacers don't decide to run. Pascal's one-on-one moves severely underrated, super crafty with the herky-jerky. Gilbert Arenas awfully quiet now. From being a late first rounder, riding the bench, to a top 3 player on a title team, to a proven multiple-time All-Star and likely future Hall of Famer. Siakam's leadership as a winning player, extremely vital to Indiana's success, one of the most unexpected rise of this decade. Jamal Murray, 2020 Bubble Utah Series, became a superstar out of nowhere. 5 years since, still hasn't been an all-star and might never be one given his regular season inconsistencies in the loaded West. First 4 regular seasons, just decent numbers, but exploded, being unconscious in the bubble, traded blows with Donovan Mitchell, averaged a stunning 31.6 points on godly efficient splits, 55, 53, 92. Dropped the 36-piece of his own Game 1, a 50-point Game 4, but refused to go down, responding with a 42-point, 17 of 26 Game 5. Carried that with another elimination masterpiece Game 6. Incredible 50 bomb on 71% shooting, including 9 trays, outlasting Mitchell's 44. Despite struggling Game 7, all he needed was to get the Nuggets to a 7 game, and Jokic was gonna handle the rest. Having one of the craziest breakouts, went from a top 60 player to top 15 overnight, having the clutch gene that can't be taught. Murray, the series alone, already recorded more 50-point postseason outings than all-timers like Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, who only reached the half-century mark one time. The breakout performer of the bubble continued his excellence, outplaying both Paul George and Kawhi, dropping 40 Game 7. Outscored both combined, left everyone in awe. It's almost impossible to believe Murray still hasn't made an all-star team. While many superstars will never come close to having a series like Jamal in the bubble, despite falling to the better Lakers, Murray's incredible layup highlight, shades of Michael Jordan, continued his excellence, joined the 2023 title run, been inconsistent ever since, but will still occasionally have those big game explosions. Khris Middleton 2018 Boston Series, picked 39th, traded away from the Pistons to sharing the bench with Giannis. The two started from the bottom, riding the bench to being championship duels. His mid-range shot always on point, averaged 25 and 4. Despite falling to Boston in 7, Cash Money absolutely lit up the seas, hit a ridiculous game-tying 3, sent Game 1 to OT, netted at least 23 points, 6 of the 7 games, had a 32-point Game 7, labeled the Celtics killer, officially became clear-cut number 2 behind Giannis, as Eric Bledsoe and Jabari Parker weren't gonna cut it. The former second rounder became an all-star the following year, got it done the 2021 playoffs, proving to deliver in the clutch with the unstoppable mid-range jumpers. That one Celtics series gave him all the confidence, believing in himself, belonging with some of the best superstars in the game, and competing at the highest level. Kawhi Leonard, only San Antonio envisioned his greatness from day one, pulled off a controversial trade, sending beloved George Hill to Indiana for the 15th pick, the most unbelievable player development of the century, from physical defensive specimen at 6'7", 225, a strong potential two-way small forward, to becoming one of the best players in the entire league when healthy. Not known for his offense at first, from averaging less than 8 points a game to playing massive minutes during the 2013 finals, going head-to-head with prime Bron, the 21-year-old put up 22 and 11 Game 6, had a 19 and 16 stat line Game 7 loss to Miami. Many didn't think much until the following finals. Kawhi still considered a good role player, but officially broke out 2014 finals rematch. After scoring single digits first 2 home games, Leonard went bananas. Next 3, averaged 23.7 points, over 9 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 69% from the field, 7 of 13 from deep, demolished the Heat from all angles, didn't say much, had tremendous work ethic, worked with shooting coach Chip England on his jumper, constantly improved his handles. Injuries robbed him of becoming top 10 all-time conversation. Leonard continued his excellence ever since, won a pair of Defensive Player of the Year honors, the best two-way player in the game throughout the mid to late 2010s, from somebody who shot 20 and 29% from 3 in college. The Claw himself, the king of outliers, for every Kawhi-type prospect, around similar height with long arms and massive two-way presence, tons of busts throughout the years. Leonard being part of a top-notch organization with positive all-time role players in Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker allowed his growth to settle in, reaching heights nobody could have imagined. Draymond Green, from not hearing his name called in the first round, Golden State finally selected the Michigan State superstar 35th, a promising up-and-coming team with young Steph and Clay, Draymond the centerpiece of a future dynasty. Initially, the 6'6" power forward didn't have a clear-cut position. Being considered too undersized at the 5, quickly understood his role and did all the little things to put his team in position to win. Playing physical, trash-talked and excelled with the tactics and energy. Dre made some noise 2013 first round. With David Lee out, Mark Jackson increased his minutes by half. Big man Andrew Bogut sidelined 2014 Clippers series. The 24-year-old started at the 4, Lee placed at the 5, held his own against prime Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, showed off the versatility on both ends, averaged a respectable 12 and 8, nearly 2 steals, 2 blocks, a 14, 14 and 5 steal elimination stat line game 6, balled out game 7 with 24 points on 5 trays, had all the winning intangibles. Draymond carried that underdog mentality rest of his career, proceeded to become the best defender over the last decade, won the title the following year, 3 rings in 4 seasons, a certified Hall of Famer from barely playing first 2 years to working his tail off. Many already forgotten, Green used to be in top 10 player conversation. Regardless of how one views his behavior, Draymond has all the bragging rights, becoming one of the greatest winners of his generation. 2015 CJ McCollum, 10 pick out of Lehigh, didn't play much first 2 seasons, single digit scoring off the bench, only 3 stars first 100 games, but after Wesley Matthews went down, it was the 24-year-old himself that stepped up, dropped 26 game 3 Memphis series. Performance came out of nowhere, 26 minutes, followed with an 18-point game 4. His team outmatched by the better Grizz, a 33-point game 5 on 7 threes, hampered by foot, ankle, and hand injuries his first 2 years. CJ officially introduced his style of play to the league. Portland's future was supposed to go downhill after the departure of LaMarcus Aldridge, Batum, and others. McCollum proceeded to win Most Improved Player following season, put up nearly 21 a game, the second option to Dame Lillard, 10 consecutive years, averaging at least 20 points, even in 2025. Once he became a full-time starter, never looked back, most responsible for leading the 2019 Blazers to the conference finals, one of the best non-all-stars of this generation. Fred VanVleet, 2019 Toronto Raptors. Kawhi made an absolute terrible decision leaving Canada, signing with the Clippers. If he cared about winning extra titles, those role players he had all became vital pieces to future playoff contenders. After a horrendous start until the middle of the conference finals, VanVleet averaged a lackluster 4 points, 26% shooting, 8 of 41 from 3, couldn't find his shot, nearly cost his team the Philly series. But after the birth of his son, Fred Jr., the third-year standout caught fire, balled out of his mind. The remaining 9 games, 14.7 points, 51% from the field, including 7 trays, stealing Game 5 on the road Milwaukee Conference Finals, and the memorable 22-point Game 6 Finals closeout. VanVleet later became an All-Star 2021, a near 20-point scorer since, secured multiple $100 million contracts, made a remarkable career out of nothing, from bouncing back and forth in G League play as a rookie, will have made over $200 million after 2026, when there was a high possibility the league might have not given VanVleet a chance after his first year. Rajon Rondo 2009, his job in 2008 being the floor general to the dynamic big 3 of Garnett, Pierce, and Allen. The 22-year-old's job was to not screw up, show flashes of greatness, had a 21-point, 8-rebound, 6-assist Game 6 closeout on the Lakers, became much better in 2009, but after Garnett hurt his knee before the playoffs, the birth of playoff Rondo happened, held off rookie Derrick Rose Bulls in a classic 7-game series, posted ridiculous numbers from scoring, dishing, playing elite D. The battle of the future MVP proved one of the highest level point guard series of all time, averaged an insane 19.5 points, over 9 boards, 11.5 assists. Him and Rose, before their ACL tears, were supposed to be the best point guards in the East throughout the 2010s, put up a respectable 14-10-8 Orlando series, falling to a 59-win team without his best player. Understandable. Although Rondo's regular season's nowhere near as good, playoff Rondo continued his excellence. 2010 outplayed LeBron final 3 games of the Cavs series. 2012 kept his Celtics competitive with Miami, became a vital part of the 2020 Lakers title team. Rondo's ability to elevate his style of play when the competition gets tougher goes to show his competitiveness. With high IQ, he'll be a future Hall of Famer. Tayshaun Prince, more like a star role player. The 23rd pick of the 2002 draft didn't amount to anything most of his rookie season, limited to 10 minutes, averaged 3-1. When his team down 3-1 versus Orlando, the rookie only put up 2 points first 4 games, no baskets, 2 DNPs, until exploding the final 3 contests, leading to an unthinkable series comeback. Got it done on both ends. Assigned to guard the unstoppable Tracy McGrady, held him to under 26 points on 36% shooting the final 3 games. A huge improvement from T-Mac's 36-point average, 52% numbers first 4 contests. Tayshaun dropped 15 in Game 5, a 20-piece Game 7, led to the birth of the famous Doc Rivers King of 3-1 shivers. Prince absolutely took over overtime Game 2 Philly semis, dropped a 20-piece, netted the final 7 points of regulation, forcing overtime. Had Tayshaun not been discovered the 03 playoffs, who knows if he plays enough for Detroit's title year in 2004. Becoming the first player in NBA history to score more points in the playoffs over the regular season. Tayshaun became the perfect starting role player, leading to the insane block on Reggie Miller Game 2 conference finals of his championship year, a possession that prevented any chance of Indiana taking a 2-0 lead. Instead, Detroit tied the series 1-6. Prince became the biggest steal in his class, arguably snubbed from All-Star 2006, one of the best championship role players of the 2000s. Chauncey Billups, considered a bust, selected third in the 97 class, bounced around 4 different teams before finding a true identity with the Pistons. It wasn't until the injury of Terrell Brandon that the 25-year-old started. Billups already gained a reputation as an underachiever, but averaged the promising 12.5 point, 5.5 assist stat line. Decent numbers, even better in the playoffs, 22 a game first round averages. Heading into free agency, Billups himself wanted to resign in Twin City despite the punishment for the Joe Smith scandal, but the franchise never made him an offer. Ownership wanted to see how Brandon performed upon returning from injury. Terrell proceeded to never play another game in the NBA. Billups took his talents to Detroit, signed 5 years, 35, earned the nickname Mr. Big Shot, became one of the greatest leaders and winners of his generation, the perfect point guard on a championship team, and one of the best clutch performers we've seen. While many big-name players had huge breakout moments in the playoffs, some were simply continuing their natural rise, just like Anthony Edwards. 2024 knocking off Denver, went from rising star to full-blown superstar overnight, even enter face of the league conversations, but as a former #1 pick, that lead more natural progression. Stephen Curry 2013 playoffs destroyed the Nuggets, but his ascent already begun. Late regular season, especially after that unforgettable 54-point masterpiece at Madison Square Garden, Deron Williams and Dwayne Wade, being top 5 picks, used their first playoff runs to solidify themselves as true stars, again following a steady upward trajectory. All the 12 players we focus on this video, they didn't have that kind of hype or pedigree going in, but once the playoffs hit, they blew the door open and never looked back.